Hey, what's up, YouTube? J-Dub here to review this latest episode, or just give a little bit of commentary on this latest episode of WWE Monday Night Raw with Freddie Prinze Jr. as a celebrity guest host. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and click that yellow button over there. Thanks. In the meantime, make sure you rate the video. Also, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this episode. You can let me know what you thought about the episode as a whole, or you can just, dissect the different segments or whatever, dissect the different matches. Type down in the comment section below. But whatever you do, just make sure you comment, give me your opinions. They are greatly appreciated. Something very rare has happened with Monday Night Raw. I've actually enjoyed Monday Night Raw for 2 weeks in a row. Last week we had Sergeant Slaughter as the celebrity guest host in Canada. This week we have Freddie Prinze Jr. as the host wherever they were tonight, and St. Louis. In St. Louis. But yeah, even though he wasn't that much a part of the show, he had like a skit at the beginning of the show, and he also made an appearance at the end of the show. I thought he was pretty effective. He has great mic skills. Hell, he seems like he would be a pretty good and pretty viable permanent guest host of Raw. That's like how good he was, or at least to me. Shaq, he probably was the best celebrity guest host. I've said that before, and yeah, you guys let me know after this is going on for many weeks. Who did you think was the best celebrity guest host? Like I said, Shaq, he was the best. Even though Freddie Prinze Jr. wasn't as much involved with the show as Shaq was, he still probably gave Shaq a run for his money. Just and like the capacity that he was involved, he was so good in that. So yeah, he wasn't there to shamelessly promote himself. 24, the show that he's going to be on, it was mentioned probably one time, and that was it. But you can tell Freddie Prinze Jr., he was enjoying himself. He didn't come off as obnoxious, like an obnoxious a-hole like Jeremy Piven was. He didn't come off annoying like that Dr. Ken, and he didn't make it seem like a circus or anything. So I thought that he was pretty effective as a celebrity guest host. I don't know if they're going to get any well, I guess they might get, little news on him being injured by Randy Orton. Injured, quote unquote. But yeah, one big thing that happened tonight, DX, they were supposed to make their triumphant return to the WWE ring, but the return was only like crashed. The party was crashed by Legacy, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase Jr. They, DX, they're getting into their familiar routine or whatever. Then Triple H asks the crowd, "Are you ready?" Well, I guess somebody answered the call, because that's when Legacy comes down to the ring. They totally decimate DX, and Ted DiBiase, he gets on the mic and says, "You know what? You asked the question, are you ready? Yeah, we're ready. See you at SummerSlam." So me being a big fan of DX, like as big as a fan as I am, I wanted them to continue on with the skits, give us a couple of funny jokes or whatever, make the crowd familiar once again with why they love DX. But yeah, I guess they had to give the edge in this whole scenario to Legacy to boost them up a little bit for their match at SummerSlam. So I guess it was all in the build up to DX versus Legacy at SummerSlam. So I guess I understand, but I'm still a DX mark, so fuck Legacy. But yeah, did anybody see or notice what I noticed about Triple H? It was something just a little bit different about Triple H this week. He was rocking a little bit, some headgear in this latest episode. And yeah, exactly the same hat that I have on right now. How I see this, Triple H said, "You know what, there's this guy, he makes videos about me. His name is J-Dub. I watch his videos all the time. I enjoy his videos, very entertaining, very informative, all of that great stuff. And also, he's like my biggest fan. So you know what, I'm going to wear the same hat that he wears in his videos to pay homage to J-Dub. So you know what, thank you, Triple H. Thank you." And I just started to think to myself, how can I repay you for this, nod to J-Dub? And something popped in my head. My dear old friend, get it? Dear old friend? Anyway, my dear old friend, he doesn't have a name yet. But now, he does. It is official. This guy's name is Hunter Hoof Helmsley. Hunter Hoof Helmsley. It was, thrown out there by one of my PWTR co-hosts. So thanks for you guys for throwing the name out there. And yeah, it is official. What else do I want to talk? Oh, I want to talk about The Miz. He made his return in character as, you know, The Miz to Monday Night Raw, and in a match against Evan Bourne. And before the match, he cut a promo saying, "You know what? I'm on a new path. I want to be the next United States champion." He didn't say it like that, but yeah, he was a little bit more aggressive with it and everything. Also, he was more aggressive in the ring, and that I loved about The Miz. You know, he came out here with the little tights on, like the Chris Jericho tights, and he looked just like Chris Jericho. And he was using one of Chris Jericho's old finishing moves. And I'm thinking to myself, as much as you hate Chris Jericho, you're going back and forth with him on Twitter and everything. You're in like a internet feud or whatever. You're basically trying to become him. But yeah, whatever. I guess this kind of explains why The Miz was taken off of Raw 1 week and brought back the next week. It was kind of to, you know, usher in a new character, like a character turn, and The Miz a little bit more aggressive. Shows a little bit more hunger, like he wants to be there and he wants to excel in WWE, more specifically on Monday Night Raw. And with his performance in this match against Evan Bourne, with him getting the win in the end, with that performance, I'm thinking that he is going to excel. So yeah, good luck to The Miz, and you know, in his future, you know, plans and everything. And I really enjoyed that match. A couple of more matches that I also enjoyed. The United States Championship match, Kofi Kingston versus Carlito. Kofi Kingston ends up winning that match. It was a pretty good match. Divas Championship match, Mickie James versus Gail Kim. This match was kind of weird. Like, it was something like understated in the match. I guess they had like tension between each other. I don't know if it was like backstage tension. It did seem legitimate, but if it was storyline tension, that makes it all the more better because it seemed realistic. Like, this match, it had the potential to be a great match. It was short, and like within the first 2 minutes of the match, they were like slugging it out in the middle of the ring like they've been going for like 20 minutes. But yeah, I guess it will all pay off. Like I said, the understated tension or whatever. If it, you know, ends up happening that Mickie James and Gail Kim are put in a feud with each other, and also at the end of the match, it seemed like Mickie James knocked out Gail Kim. Now, once again, I don't know if that was storyline or it was legitimate, but like I was saying, if they put these two girls in a feud against each other, I guess that, you know, connects the dots and everything. MVP versus Jack Swagger, that was the fourth match of the night. I don't know what was up with me. I don't know if I fell asleep or whatever, but I don't remember falling asleep. I don't know if I blacked out or what the hell happened. But all I know is, you know, when they come back from the commercials, they say, "Oh, Monday Night Raw is brought to you by so-and-so and so-and-so." I see that. Then it's like the very next second, MVP and Jack Swagger are in the ring wrestling. It's like the middle of the goddamn match, and I'm thinking, like, what the hell? Like, I don't even remember what just happened. Like, how did the match start off? I didn't even see either guy do their entrance or whatever. But yeah, Jack Swagger ends up getting himself disqualified a little bit too aggressive. Fifth match of the night, Hornswoggle versus Chavo Guerero in a no holds barred, you know, falls count anywhere match, ends up being taken backstage. Chavo Guerero was looking for Hornswoggle and everything. He opens the door, get hit in the head with the paint can, knocked out. Hornswoggle appears, pins him 1, 2, 3. Hornswoggle beats Chavo Guerero for the umpteenth time. You know, one time was enough, but come on now, what the hell are you doing with Chavo? Like, does he really deserve this? But yeah, he gets up, he blames Mark Henry for doing it, and Mark Henry didn't do it. So I'm thinking to myself, as soon as I saw the paint can, I'm like, oh, that's straight from Home Alone. Then out of nowhere, who do you see on the screen? Macaulay Culkin. I'm like, what the hell? Macaulay Culkin, it was so weird, it was so random, but it was so surprising and so funny at the same time. He says, you know, it's not funny, and walks off. And I'm thinking, like, what? But like I said, it was still funny. Final match of the night, John Cena and Randy Orton versus Chris Jericho in a big show. Randy Orton had ended up injuring the celebrity guest host Freddie Prinze Jr. earlier on in the night because Freddie Prinze Jr. wouldn't succumb to Randy Orton's pressure. He says, you know what, I'm not Seth Green and I'm not Jeremy Piven. I'm not scared of you. You will not intimidate me. You are going to team up with John Cena like Sergeant Slaughter said last week and face the tag team champions Chris Jericho in a big show. So Randy Orton ends up teaming up with him, you know, after injuring Freddie Prinze Jr. Freddie Prinze Jr. disappears for most of the night. He returns at that final match and says, you know what, it is a lumberjack match. A couple of people come out there that hate Randy Orton and everything, and yeah, it ends up John Cena and Randy Orton, they win the match, and John Cena clears out the ring after Chris Jericho and Big Show take out all of the lumberjacks and everything. So yeah, I guess going into SummerSlam, I'm pretty excited for SummerSlam. I'm hoping that the John Cena versus Randy Orton match will be a good match. One of the best things that happened throughout the whole night was the first segment with Freddie Prinze Jr. You know, a guy comes out with like a raincoat on or whatever, and it turns out it's Santino. You know, he's doing a couple of skits, you know, like a romantic comedy. He's a nerd, he's a geek. He's then he acts like he's on 24, holds up a little fake gun to Lillian, saying show him where the bomb is, all that crazy stuff. So yeah, I did enjoy this episode of Raw. Let me know what you thought about this episode, and yeah, peace out.